Have you ever played at Cincinnati before? Have you ever coached there?
No, have not. So it's my first time.
When you're going into these arenas for the first time, I'm sure you've done it now with the new teams coming to the Big 12. Do you have any special prep for that? Do you look at it beforehand online or anything, or you just get it all once you get there?
No, I just kind of take it in. I mean, I'd been to the Marriott Center before. I think everywhere else we've played, I'd been before. I actually know when we played at LSU, that was my first time there. So I went and saw the Tiger, and then I went on Mike, and I went on the football field, and so that was pretty cool.
You mentioned, I think a week or two ago, that somebody's going to come off the bubble and make the NCAA tournament. You've won 2 games since. Do you get a sense that the team starts to feel that momentum right off of, those 2 wins and from what you had said?
Well, you hope so. Like greater belief continues to grow and stuff, but it's still, one game at a time. It's the next one up, and it doesn't get any easier. So.
Is there an element between some of those losses during that stretch where you lost 7 of 8 and then winning 2 straight? Is there an element that was noticeably different between those 2?
We made shots. I think it boils down to it's a make-or-miss game, and guys made shots, and it's so.
After looking at the tape from that West Virginia game, what allowed the Mountaineers to kind of claw back and come back in that game?
They made shots. It wasn't like we didn't really guard them that well the first half. Going back and looking at the film, they missed shots. And then the second half, Raekwon Battle and Krisa made shots. And then when Battle got hot, it didn't matter what we did. It was just, he just made shots. So.
Then I wanted to ask you about Dorian. It's been a few games where he hasn't seen the court. Is there something you need to see from him in practice or something else?
Yeah, we're just trying to win games, man. We're going to put dudes on the floor we think we can help us win and, give us the best chance to win that night. And, everybody on the team has to keep improving. It doesn't matter if they're playing minutes or not playing minutes. Got to keep getting better.
With Cincinnati's rebounding, is there any adjustments rotation-wise or game plan-wise to counteract that?
No, we just hope that we do a better job, and it's kind of reminds you of those hugging Cincinnati teams. Their best offense, is a missed shot, and they go get it, man. 0-15. They have the bigs, first of all, but those 2 wings, the way they go rebound, we've got clips, guys taking mid-range shots, and they're at darn near half court, and they're at the rim on the miss, and their relentless pursuit of the ball, and we have to be able to match that.
You talked about making shots the last couple of games. Do you feel like you've found a way maybe to take better shots? Has that been a difference, or is it just as simple as making the same shots?
I don't know. Y'all been watching it the whole year with me, right? You see, guys are rising up and they're making shots. It's going in, and that helps.
But I know you talked about tweaking a few things. I was wondering if
you keep trying to get me to tell everybody in the country what we've tweaked, and so y'all could come back in here and say, man, how come you weren't able to do that this game? Well, I told all of America what our tweak was. So let's be thankful we're making shots.
I just meant in general. Are you?
No, well, yeah, I am very pleased that our guys are buying into what we need to do to make shots.
Now, obviously, playing on the road in this conference is difficult. Cincinnati is about as desperate as you can be right now, needing to win to try to get in the NCAA tournament. What do you kind of stress with your guys, not only going into an environment like that, but going up against a team with that much to play for?
We are in the same boat that they're in, and they have an advantage because they're at home. So we have to be more desperate than they are. And this is the biggest game of the year, not just because it's the next one. This one's huge. and we might as well call this an NCAA tournament game. I think whoever wins this game is going to go to the tournament. Not that whoever loses is not, but I think whoever wins this game is going to go to the NCAA tournament.
And maybe you want to punt this one down the road, but we're coming up on the end of conference play. Is there anybody who's really stood out to you this season you played against, or you can even say your own guys, do you think definitely deserved to be on the all-conference team, or a coach that you would like to throw out there?
But man, my man Grant McCaslin has done an unbelievable job at Texas Tech this year. Tough situation he went into, gathered a roster that could give him a chance to win in this league, and he did that. And then injuries have plagued them recently, and they just keep fighting. And so, but he's like a brother to me. So, I'm being a little biased there with that one. Obviously Coach Sampson coming into the league and being picked to finish, at the top of this league, and then being able to do it, with the bullseye on his back, it speaks to him, and what he's able to do there, and what TJ's done at Iowa State, this year, and that's been really impressive. How they play, how they take you out, and how that team emulates his personality and who he's about. You can see it, right? That's fun. They're fun to watch. But you can go down the line, in this league. Everywhere you go, every game you play in a great environment against a great coach and we all have stuff going on in our locker rooms, and how these guys have been able to manage that. We learn something from every team that we play against, and so, as far as players go, man, Jamal Shed, I'm just telling you, and it didn't matter that he was 0 for whatever from the field in the last game. He was the best player on the floor. And so that's been really impressive. Kevin McCullough being able to do what he's able to do with bad wheels, not being healthy, and how he impacts how that team flows. That's been really, really special to watch. And I'm sure I'm leave outside. I think the whole BYU team, you can't pick one person. It's the whole team, the way Mark gets those guys to play with that confidence and that synergy, and that we, it's just so difficult to prepare for, and then to them go to Lawrence and win, and first trip there, that was after being down in the second half. We all understand how hard that is. So, yeah, there's a lot of great things that are going on in our league, man. That's why, I believe we'll have 10, 11 teams in the NCAA tournament, or deserve to have it, and that's how good these teams are. And I know there have been some people out there who have talked about how we tricked the net or whatever. Man, throw the net out and come play us. Come play in our environment. Come play us. It's not about the net. It's about the coaches and the players that are on the floor and the environments we have to play in. This thing is a grind. And numbers don't trick into the Big 12 being the best basketball conference in the country. It's not about the numbers. It's about the teams. It's about the players. It's about the coaches. It's about the environments.
Shots falling could be the answer to this as well. I know. But is there a certain element or phase that Day Ames has kind of turned the corner at, or is he just the ball's going through the hoop now?
Day's grown up. He's learning, he just can't get the ball and just go, and then when he gets there, figure it out. He's learning to have a plan on his drives. He's learning, just to move the ball. Sometimes something doesn't always have to happen when he touches it, and so he's growing up in that area, and he's understanding scouting reports better, and so this is some valuable experience that he's gaining that's going to help him continue on. But it is nice in the last 5 games to see him shoot 40-something% from 3 and take the right shots.
Coach, we've heard you and Arthur and Tyler the last week or so from the word desperate. We know you're careful with your words. Why desperation and desperate is the word you've been linking with?
Well, urgency didn't work well enough. We tried to use the word, have a sense of urgency, that phrase, and that didn't. It didn't seem to hit home. So we thought maybe desperate would be better.